Now in this video, I'm going to try to share some tire information, not a scientific test, just what I've experienced over the years. Some of the things that are happening to the R1 right now and some of the things I've experienced over the years. I hope it's useful information. It's just things that have happened to me over the years. Now another absolutely beautiful fall day. It is just playing out better than I could ever have hoped for. But we do have a few issues with the R1 I want to take care of before we actually get out on the open road. So I'm looking at the odometer now, and I got to do the calculation to see how many miles that front tire has on it. So I want to show what the problem is, and I've been monitoring this for a while. You see I'm into the bars already. That means this side of the tire, if I rub my hand on that, almost flush, probably got another couple hundred miles left in it. But this side has quite a bit more. So what it's telling me, and of course every rider and every bike is going to be different, is I've got a lot of wear here on the edge, not much in the middle. The middle's fine, and not much on this side. So it's this side that's wearing out prematurely more than this side. So I'm monitoring this because very soon we got 4,100 miles on this tire. I'm assuming we're never even going to get to 5,000 the way this is wearing. And what happens, and this is the reason I'm mentioning this, when you have a tire that wears in this, if I made a profile of this, there's two high spots, and that's the handling of the bike starts to get wonky, especially at slow speeds. It gets, like, just doesn't feel right. And it's this tire that's going to do it. So I'm kind of disappointed because Vlad, when he gave me these tires, he uses these on his bike and he gets much better mileage than I do. Well, maybe he doesn't ride as hard, I don't know. The bikes don't wear the tires out as much. But to get less than 5,000 out of a front tire, So I'm gonna very soon be replacing this tire, but before I go out on the open road, I want to be aware that this is now getting wonky, and I'm sure the handling is going to start to deteriorate. And that's one of the reasons I pre-flight the bike every time I ride it. I like to monitor things, and this is another thing I can confess to. I have tried to, when the bars are flat, when you can rub your finger on that, even on one side, I've tried to get an extra so many rides, and the wonkiness of the bike, it just doesn't pay. You put all this time and effort into a bike, wait for a good day, and then you're riding around like it's on marbles. But we'll get rid of that front tire within the next couple of weeks. Now it seems funny, we put these tires on pretty much at the same time. The rear tire is wearing twice as good. I would expect to get that we're not even halfway through the wear and tear on the rear tire. Normally the rear tire wears out quicker, especially on a high-powered bike, a sport bike, but that's not the case. The rear tire, now it could be this is made out of harder rubber, harder carcass. Pirelli tires, these are Pirelli Angels, they're hard carcass tires, and the Michelins are soft. But the sad thing is the rear tire is wearing, I'll probably get twice the mileage out of the rear tire as the front, but I've got to get a front tire here very soon. Anyway, that's one of the good reasons, and now I want to pre-flight the rest of the bike and get out on the open road. That's good information. Now I checked the Michelin 5 front went 5,500. In the rear, well, I changed them both at the same time. The set of tires I had on before this, 5,500. So what I assume from this is the front tire is going to wear out 1,000 miles sooner, and the back tire is going to last maybe 1,000 miles more. But I don't know. I'm definitely going to replace these with Michelin 6 tires. Now, of course, this is not a real scientific test of tires. Everybody's going to have a different experience, and I know people that have sent me emails that they have really good luck with the Pirellis. Some people like the Michelins. We're going to find out at the end of this whole thing. But I want to get the bike cleaned up, check the air in the tires, and we'll get out on the open road today. Now, just as a point of reference, something you might, if you're not a long-time subscriber, you might not remember. When I first got the MT-09, the front tire, the Dunlop, only lasted 3,500, I think. I got to look in the book. and the edges wore out and the middle was fine. So I don't know. I'm not sure about these tire things. I'm not trying to do a scientific tire survey, but what I do want to do is just share what has worked and not worked for me over the years. The weather's predicted to be sun on and off, clouds, and some fog. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Every day is different. Every day's an adventure, and we're ready to get out of here right now. Now, this ride started off, it looked like it was going to rain. The fog was everywhere. Now, one thing is for sure about the Pirelli Angel tires that I have found. They are, in my feeling is, they're not quite as sticky as the Michelin 6s. I can feel a little slippage when I really get on the gas. This bike does not have traction control, so it's very easy to find that slip point. And to be honest, I think the trade-off is they probably should last a little bit longer, being harder rubber. Now, I raced long enough in my illustrious career to know I can feel a tire slip. And when I first put these on, I was really skeptical because Vlad was getting exceptionally good mileage. Now, I didn't experience that yet with the front tire. I was really disappointed. That front tire wore out in about half of what I was expecting. I was expecting 6,000 to 8,000, and it looks like it's going to struggle to get to 4 or maybe 4.5. But anyway, this is the real world of riding, not the scientific world of something else. Now, being fair, every single person I know has had some issue with tires wearing unevenly, whether it's the bike, individuals, or the road. Remember, the road is always canted off camber, so you always expect the clutch side of the tire to wear just a little bit more. That's very typical. Some people are very hard on the front brake. They wear out the middle of the tire before the edge. I seem to be wearing out both the Dunlop and this tire. I wear out the edges before I wear out the middle. Now, I also have to factor in the fact I go 30 miles each way to get to the riding area basically every day. That mileage on Route 80 where you're just grinding along in traffic, that tends to wear out the middle of the tire. But in Michelin, the Michelin 6's defense, on the MT6, they both seem to be wearing pretty equally. And I always like to take at least some part of every ride and just enjoy cruise around the back roads, some roads that not well traveled, and there's absolutely nothing here that no law enforcement, no traffic. It's a great place to just cruise a little bit, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the fact that the day is playing out to be better than the weatherman really predicted. And a guy just experienced the rear tire on his track bike wore out on one side and not the other side. I got to see that in real life yet. And because I check the air in the tires every time I ride the bike, it's almost guaranteed that running tires at low pressure or super high pressure is not one of the reasons for uneven wear. The pressure is very consistent. Now, just information that may be useful. My durometer, that's pretty accurate. I have checked the Pirellis are slightly harder rubber, both in the middle and the edge, front and back, than Michelin 5s and 6s. So I know harder rubber, just a common sense thing, would tell you you can expect a little bit less grip and a little bit more mileage, which is probably the reality of the back tire. I'm hoping that back tire is going to go on to live in infamy, and it looks like maybe that's going to be the case. I don't know. But the front tire, and for a front tire to wear out the way in an unusual way like it did, and even if it didn't wear unevenly, it's kind of getting worn the whole tire. So just a little bit disappointed at this point in time. But trying to be fair, the R1 from the day I bought it, and in the beginning I was a lot younger. I was 15 years younger. I was riding a lot more aggressively than I am riding now. And I used to be lucky to get 4,000. I was getting 3,500, 4,000 out of the tires that came with the bike, and I was thinking, oh boy, this is going to be a fortune in tires. And I was right. But anyway, over the years I've mellowed out a little bit. I guess you can see from the video. At 79 years old, my tire life is getting a little bit better. But 4,000 for a front tire, I still think that's not what I would expect. Now, Luciano has a great saying, and I tend to agree with him. He says, anytime you put a brand new set of tires on a bike, especially the front tire, you don't realize how bad the handling gets until you put the new front tire on. And it's funny, his saying when we were doing track days, anytime you put a new set of tires on a bike, it's like putting on a fresh set of underwear. I'm not sure that's true. And, well, I don't know. But the cloudy, foggy weather didn't ruin a good ride. And we probably, if we're lucky, we will get 1 or 2 more rides on that front tire. But it's going to be very soon, and we'll have a new front tire very soon on the R1. Well, we had some fog early in the morning. We had some clouds. We had some sun. More clouds, more sun. What a beautiful day this was. What a beautiful ride. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what a summer and a fall we're having. So I hope you did enjoy sharing this ride with us. And thanks so much for watching. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.